of being halfway to the moon. And they refer to you on the tape as a shot that was done during Apollo 10, where you put a transparency over the window and moved the camera of the Earth and moved the camera back away from the window, turned off the lights in the spacecraft, and appeared to be halfway to the moon when in fact they were in Earth orbit.
Huh, really?
Yeah, and they said it was the same way that you did it on Apollo 10. So we wanted to give you the opportunity to put your left hand on the Bible, to raise your right hand, to swear to God.
Stick it in your ear.
Well, you were giving an opportunity to swear to God under oath that you walked on the moon.
I don't do that kind of thing.
Well, if you really walked on the moon, what's the problem of swearing to God that you did? Do you believe in God?
You want me to knock you in the head?
Well, I want you to swear to God on the Bible that you walked on the moon. If you walked on the moon, we're giving the opportunity to swear to God that you walked on the moon.
I'm going to give you the opportunity to get the hell knocked out of you if you don't leave me alone.
So why don't you just put the end to the record in the argument and put your hand on the Bible, swear to God you walked on the moon.
Mr. Several, knowing you, that's probably a fake Bible.
Well, you're talking to the wrong guy. Why don't you talk to the administrator in NASA? We're passengers. We're guys going on a flight.
Of course, I don't hit people, but you're going to be on the deck unless you get
I'm heading out. I appreciate it.
And get the hell out of my house.
Well,
take your stuff and get the fuck out. Why don't you quote me and say it's bullshit?
And the shadows in her uncle. I don't give a damn about all that shit.
You're the one who said you walked on the moon when you didn't. Calling the kettle black, if I ever thought of it. Saying I misrepresented myself.
Away from me.
You're a coward and a liar and a thief.
You want me to knock you in the head?
Well, I want you to swear to God on the Bible that you walked on the moon. If you walked on the moon, we're given the opportunity to swear to God that you walked on the moon.
I'm going to give you the opportunity to get the hell knocked out of you if you don't leave me alone.
Watching them lie through their teeth, carrying on a hoax that is so outrageous that they're beyond human. They couldn't cover it up. They were just too human.
Exactly. You can see on Neil Armstrong particularly. He doesn't want to lie. This guy just doesn't want to lie. No. He's looking down. He just doesn't want to say anything. This is why he didn't give any interviews for the rest of his life.
Look at that. Please do look at that, folks. YouTube video of the first Apollo crew to come back at press conference. It's really embarrassing. I mean, it's just embarrassing. The lie was so big that they really couldn't fake it that well. It was too much for them. Lie through their teeth, carrying on a hoax that is so outrageous that they're beyond human. They couldn't cover it up. They were just too human.
Exactly. You can see on Neil Armstrong particularly. He doesn't want to.
Well, I want
the opportunity to get the hell knocked out of you if you don't leave me alone.
VA loans are arguably the most powerful mortgage product on the market. Here are 5 big reasons why.
You see, here is the sea, Mr. Sanders. But many years ago, about 14 years ago, when I was challenging one of the fundamental conventional principles of science, I had a definite inspiration.
About the moon fairly soon. What is your theory?
Well, it is by now rather more than a theory. 10 or 11 years ago, I stated to various scientists that the moon is not a piece of rock, but it is a plasma phenomenon, cosmic plasma, and that this fact will eventually be confirmed. I made certain predictions which were already confirmed in 1958, and the situation now is coming close to a complete confirmation.
What will be the result if you're proved to be correct in your theories?
The result will be profound and decisive, because it will give proof that a complete reinvestigation of the laws of nature is necessary. Because if the moon is a plasma, no man will ever land on it. The soft landing attempts will all fail. That means that the mass of the moon is less, far less than is currently assumed. It's in a different state of energy, and it has far less mass. That means there is no more explanation for the tides. If the moon, for example, had only 1,000th part of its current mass, then the tides would only be 2 inches high, and the conventional theories instead of sometimes 14 feet. And that means that if it is proved that the moon is a plasma, then all gravitational theories are out, and a new concept of the cosmos and of its laws has to be evolved.
Aren't you being a bit adventurous, though, because you know that we're going to be able to test out your theories on the moon fairly soon?
Well, not anymore. 11 years ago, of course, it was rather taking a risk. I was considered a lunatic, of course. But by now, the evidence, accumulated evidence, is already so much in my favor that I'm not taking any risks anymore. On the contrary, there is scientific views expressed all over the world now that the moon seems to be of a quite different nature of what was assumed.
But the Americans and Russians are thinking of landing men on it.
Well, that will never happen. Not on the moon. On Mars, on Venus, on other planets, yes, but the moon...
Shalom, all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well through the scriptures. Peace to the hopeful elect. All right, quick scripture. This is Genesis chapter 1. And we're going to read... pardon me. Huh. Oh, all right. This is Genesis 1:16. I just want the point. It says, "And the Most High made 2 great lights, the greater light to rule the day, which is the sun, and the lesser light to rule the night, which is the moon. He made the stars also." All right, so astronauts didn't land on the moon, okay, because the moon is a light. And here there was first of all, the scripture said it first, because the Lord is the Most High is the ultimate scientist. But then we had another scientist confirm it. All right. So that it is what it is. All right. Then you start other videos with the astronauts, not wanting to swear, denying it, looking guilty, So the thing is, all this proof is coming out, and Esau can't hide anymore. All right. Like this lesson I'm doing is a response to the lessons of 2 other videos, GMS Tanzania and Defenders for the Truth. And the title was Esau being made bare, Jeremiah 49:10. "But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself." Right, so the truth is coming out, all right? Everything that's been done in the dark is now coming to the light. But the thing is, like the scripture says, some men chose darkness rather than light because their deeds was evil. See, the Lord is by casting light on everything that's been done under the rulership of the powers that be, which is Esau, Edom. It's cast, it's what's the word? It's justice. All right, justice, pointing out all the wrongs, and people got their own wrongs that they don't want to deal with and point out and address. So they don't care about the things that Esau have done. Like you watch documentaries about how Taco Bell, the inventor of Taco Bell, got robbed and tricked and cheated by Esau. The person that came up with McDonald's, got lied and tricked and cheated out of Esau, and all these different, the documentary 13, all right, all the information that's been coming about the president-elect right now, about the crime bill and all of those things. Don't nobody care about them, just let bygones be bygones. But anyway, it says, his seed is spoiled, and his brethren, and his neighbors, and he is not. So that whole race of people, all of them, whether you want to say the Germans or the French or the English or the the Canadians, because they all got they little dirt, and they all got their lies. Like like they showed in the movies how the Canadians did the Native Americans that was fleeing over in there. All right, gave them smallpox blankets. So you Canadians, that branch of Esau, y'all wicked, all of y'all, the neighbors, the seed, all the brethren. All right, like the scripture says. But this is I typed in this plasma light. It says plasma is the fourth state of matter. To make plasma, energy is needed to strip electrons from atoms. The energy can be of various forms: heat, electrical, or light, ultraviolet light, or intense visible light from a laser, etc. So I looked up images, and you see when you go to the little spots, the arcades or whatever, got these little balls, you touch them and the light go everywhere. All right, these are various forms of plasma. And the scripture speaks about the moon being the lesser light, because you can look at the moon, even when it's at its brightest. You can look at the moon. It ain't got an intense brightness that harms the eyes or makes you want to look away. Where the sun is the greater light. It got the greater light. It got that intense brightness on it. Type in plasma and physics. Let me see, it said a little something. It says plasma and ionized gases have properties and behaviors unlike those of the other states, and the transition between them is mostly a matter of nomenclature and subject to interpretation, whatever that is, based on the temperature and density of the environment that contains a plasma. Partially ionized or fully ionized forms of plasma may be produced. Neon signs and lightning. See, those are lights, forms of light, are examples of partially ionized plasma. The Earth's ionosphere is a plasma, and the magnetosphere contains plasma in the Earth's surrounding space environment. The interior of the sun is an example of fully ionized plasma. See, because the sun is the greater light. It says, along with the solar corona and the stars. So, Lord willing, this was an edifying lesson to the hopeful elect, because regardless of how this science adds up with the science that the Lord constructed, at the end of the day, it's what he told us in the scriptures. Simply put, it's a light, and that's it. Now, all these little words and all that extra, that's Esau and, man going about and try, to understand the works of the Lord. And the scripture says, we only see a spark to the creation of the Lord, But at the end of the day, what he said is what he said stands. Like the scripture in Samuel, it speaks, it said, our God, our power is a God of knowledge. All right, and by him actions are weighed. He ain't did nothing without knowledge and wisdom behind it, So anything said on the Bible, it can be trusted. It got the most credibility. All right, but anyway, Lord willing, this